Hello everyone, it's Matthew here, the Operations Manager at Fintelix.
How's it going, everyone? This is Will at Fintelix. I'm the Solution Architect here.
So today what we're going to talk about is today's modern day technology adoption.
Yeah, so, as information technology is rapidly evolving, more and more companies start to really adopt information technology, whether they're trying to build websites for their businesses or they're trying to build an app or a web app. Different companies are, you see a lot of startups popping out and a lot of big enterprise even creating their own custom software and solutions.
I'm just wondering, say if a company is getting started and they
Right.
set up a website, would they also want an app or would they want to separate those two things? Would they want the website to be separate from the app?
Yeah, so put it this way, right? If you are it all really depends on your use case. If you are a traditional industry, like let's say if you sell pizza, right, or you're a restaurant, you're a restaurant owner, you have your own restaurant. Having that website that describes what your restaurant can offer, what's the menu look like, and really add value to what your restaurant is. So in that case, having a website is enough, right? But let's say if you are a tech startup that try to provide value for different users, you're trying to create a platform, a social, phenomenon, a social platform that allows user to, let's say, book reservations in restaurant, like have two people just meet at a restaurant, a social app, right? And in that case, you would need a mobile app or a web app that essentially allow people to do that.
Is that not something that can be done on a website anyways, where there can be like a chat room where people can talk on a website instead of the app as well?
Right. Usually when we refer to website, it's usually a static website that allows people to only view information. It's usually done in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
Oh.
Whereas something like you just described needs a database, needs a backend, which can be developed via numerous backend language. This is usually known as a web app.
Essentially what you're saying is if you want special features to be included on your website where people can interact with people or they can book reservations, that would be a web app on the website.
Correct, that would become more of a web app. So there are many ways where you can develop a web app. In the old days, they used to do it via a traditional backend like PHP or Java, Spring, and then in the front end they usually use jQuery. In more recent days, they tend to use a front end framework like Angular, React, or Vue.js, but the backend is now more shifted towards using Golang, Java Spring, or Node.js. So that's essentially what the common best practice in the industry look like in the current and the old days. Obviously, like the consumers nowadays are shifted towards mobile as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
You normally have one cell phone. You just use whatever features you have here. You can book a taxi. You can make a hotel reservation. It's all done through mobile. Right?
Okay, but so there's web apps and then there's just standard apps.
Like mobile apps.
Yeah, there's mobile apps, but wouldn't, say somebody's visiting your website
Right.
on their mobile,
Right.
would that not make the web app a mobile web app?
Yeah. See, that's the difference between a mobile app and a web app on mobile is that web app can be responsive, meaning that they can respond to the size of the screen and allow user to use that without any hiccups. The difference is user experience, right? So if you are viewing through a browser, a lot of the content will be transmitted very slowly because they just simply cannot have all the features transported to you from the beginning through like a website, and plus you also have to type in the website every time when you're using a web app on mobile. If the use frequency is very high, a lot of users just tend to download a mobile app onto their mobile device so that it's easier to use. The user experience is more fluid. There's less data need to be communicated between the backend and the mobile device. The apps tend to just respond better.
Okay, so the web apps are more for just people generally viewing, whereas the actual apps are more for consistent people who consistently.
Let's call it mobile apps.
Yeah.
The mobile apps tend to be used when people tend to use it more often. Let's say if you're using a chatting software, the mobile app is obviously going to give you a better user experience because right now it's able to respond much quicker.
So when it comes to all the software development, one thing you hear thrown around a lot is like omnichannel software.
Right.
I was just wondering, can you clarify specifically what that might be? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people wondering what that might.
Omnichannel software is a concept where it allows different distribution channel of your sales funnel or your user experience to be consistent across different platforms. So it really comes down to what's the use case scenario of your software solution. Let's say you're opening an e-commerce shop, right? And you're distributing them via the retail store, physical retail store, or through a social media platform like, for instance, Facebook, or through a mobile app, or through your own website. Each one of the selling channel should give users the consistent experience. And that's what a lot of the modern days app and web app development moving towards, right? It's giving the same brand presence by having really great brand design, and they give user the same type of feeling regardless which platform they're using, and hence enforces the brand presence of that particular product or brand.
But there is still room for slight changes on each thing, right? Say for example, you're selling stuff on Facebook and your website. The Facebook platform can still be more interactive than say the website. It's still open to that.
The goal is to make sure they're consistent across all platforms and give the user really feel, because every time you, let's say, make a purchase through one of these channels, right? It's going to make the user feel like they are, it's going to give the user a stronger memory of what your brand is all about, right? And if you do that repeatedly, it's going to give you a competitive edge over the other products on the market. So there's a saying that in this day and age, it's not B2C, it's no longer business to consumer, it's C2B. The consumer come to businesses because they have more selections, they have more choices, because there are more products out there, right?
That's true.
So having that competitive edge is what really separates you apart from the other competitors. Have that better user experience is what really give you a sort of an edge, right?
What do you prefer when you're dealing with a company? Do you prefer visiting their website, using their web apps, or their mobile apps?
Do you believe in omnichannel software?
Yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment below, and one lucky commenter will win one of our Fintelix t-shirts.
Yeah.